Hello and welcome to the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We are reaching you live from Abuja, the nation's capital. My name is Tessie Omiri. Let's begin with the headlines. Vice President Kashim Shettima labels All Progressives Congress best platform to actualize partnership and development. Welcomes Governor Sheriff Oborevwori to ruling party. Nigeria's non-oil exports in first quarter of 2025 increases to 2.416 million metric tons. Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission strengthens partnership with judiciary for interpretation and enforcement of electricity laws. Primary Health Care Agency seeks enhanced coordination to address vaccine hesitancy. We start from the Big Heart State, where Vice President Kashim Shettima says the All Progressives Congress will continue to strengthen partnership with stakeholders and other political gladiators to further engender the peace and development of the country. The Vice President said this when he received Delta State Governor Sheriff Oborevwori and other PDP stakeholders in Delta State into the APC. Susan Esu has more.
The handing over of the APC flag to Governor Sheriff Oborevwori signals a shift in the political history of Delta State. Vice President Kashim Shettima says the APC as a party believes in the power of collaboration as the nation is stronger together as a people than being divided along party lines. He re-emphasized the need to put the growth and development of the country above political inclinations and interests.
According to the APC constitution, the governor of the party is the leader of the party in the state. In the APC, we believe that the compass of a political party that aspires to tell the fresh mists of tomorrow can never be passion from personal interests. In the APC, we believe that those who mistake their shadows for institutions are usually doomed to wander in cycles.
National Chairman of the party, Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, and the Chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, Senator Hope Uzodinma, say the APC means well for Nigeria and all Nigerians. They stated categorically that the political shift by Governor Sheriff Oborevwori will further move the state to greater heights.
Governor, what I would like to tell you, while accepting you into our party, I want to tell you that our core value in APC is progressive leadership. Here also, to assure the good people of Delta State that this decision is the wisest decision that will lift this state from where you are now to the next level. As the governor is doing a lot for us, he also needs to connect to the greater source of power and resource and goodwill in Abuja.
Governor Sheriff Oborevwori, in his acceptance speech, said his more agenda aligns with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He hinted that he is not just defecting, but moving with PDP structures beginning from the ward level.
Let us go, the advisors, the council chairman, they are all moving. Councillors, we have 500 councillors. They are all moving, they are all here. All the ward chairmen, they are all moving. All the local government party chairmen, they are all moving. All the council chairmen, they are all moving.
This move from the PDP to the APC increases the number of APC governors to 22 in Nigeria. In Asaba, Susan Esu, NTA News.
Still related to politics, like other democratic institutions including the National Assembly and INEC, political parties have inherent challenges as obtainable in all democracies. This calls for regular constitutional and electoral act amendments to correct the lapses. Therefore, a technical workshop convened by IAGA Africa and the KUKA Center in collaboration with the House of Representatives Committee on Political Party Matters to further bolster the nation's democracy. Timothy Yusuf has details.
As I declare this workshop open,
the bill for an act to provide for the registration and regulation of political parties and other related matters, sponsored by the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, and Babajim Benson, passed second reading on Thursday, March 6, 2025. The bill is aimed at enhancing the governance, internal democracy, and operational efficiency of political parties in Nigeria.
This bill is very key because we are looking at regulating the political party, the funding, accountability, transparency.
an unregulated political party environment is open to abuse and could become an instrument for destabilization and destruction of social order.
We are not where we want to be. Certainly, we are not where we used to be. Political parties have their own challenges, including failure to adhere to internal democracy, particularly in nominations of candidates and election of executive at all levels.
The ongoing constitutional and electoral review is believed by stakeholders as yet another golden opportunity to rectify flaws and strengthen the nation's democracy.
Our parties should be a platform for debates, a platform for discussions about the common good.
Strengthening political parties is not just a legislative exercise. It is an investment in the credibility of our democracy.
This year marks 102 years of the formation of political parties in Nigeria and 26 years of uninterrupted democracy, the longest constitutional governance in the country, a testament to citizens' resolve and determination to build a strong, united, progressive, equitable and just democratic society. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Now to the economy. The federal government is implementing targeted interventions to stabilize the economy, expand opportunities, and improve the quality of life for all Nigerians. Vice President Kashim Shettima gave government's commitment in a message to the 2025 retreat for newly inaugurated members of the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Clement Barikwe has more.
In this hall are financial and economic experts as well as members of the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission coming together to brainstorm on the implementation of RAMFAC mandates, powers, legal issues and way forward. Vice President Kashim Shettima, who spoke through his technical advisor on public debt management and revenue mobilization, Ibrahim Natagwandu, urges members of RAMFAC to see the retreat as a platform to align with the policy direction of the Renewed Hope agenda, particularly in revenue optimization, economic diversification, and prudent public expenditure.
The administration remains steadfast in the efforts to reposition the Nigerian economy through bold reforms aimed at reducing poverty, attracting investment, and creating an enabling environment.
Chairman of the Commission, Dr. Mohammed Shehu, reminds members that the time has come for them to respond to the presidential mandate with innovation, agility, and evidence-based policy documentation. For Akwa Ibom State Governor Umoeno, some of the bold steps taken by President Bola Tinubu to rejig the nation's economy have helped state governments in more revenues to better serve the people.
The Commission has reached the advanced stage in the process of coming out with a new revenue allocation formula and remuneration package for political and public office holders.
This Commission, in my opinion, is one of the most important and strategic bodies in defining and deepening the principles of our federal structure.
Speakers and other stakeholders at the event agree on the need to urgently optimize domestic resource mobilization efforts and to revisit the internal fiscal structures of the country. Clement Barikui, NTA News.
The just concluded World Bank Spring Meetings is an annual gathering that brings together finance ministers, central bank officers and policymakers to address shared economic challenges. It is also a platform for most countries to highlight their national priorities. As Lydia Sampson brings us more detail.
It is all about countries seizing the moment and opportunity to project their unique agendas on the global stage. This resonates with the Nigerian delegation, led by Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of Economy, Wale Edu, and the Central Bank Governor, who also used every available opportunity to project Nigeria's bold reforms embarked upon by President Bola Tinubu to position Nigeria on a sustainable trajectory of economic growth. From climate action and debt relief to job creation and digital innovation, by voicing their specific needs, countries aim to influence the global policy agenda, secure tailored support, and foster partnerships for development. Laudable as Nigeria's participation is, the consensus is that more can still be done.
The recent upgrade in the rating of Nigeria by Fitch International Ratings Company, which upgraded Nigeria from B- to B with a positive outlook. So all in all, despite global uncertainty, Nigeria is poised for economic growth with job creation.
With leading voices from across the global financial system going on record to affirm the country's economic progress and renewed standing as a compelling investment destination.
There are several opportunities that we have in Nigeria. In every state, we have no reason why infrastructure and the quality of life should be very low in Nigeria, because Nigeria is blessed and we need to improve in our leadership drive to ensure that we have all that it takes to galvanize the economy.
The diversity of perspectives presented by different groups ensures that solutions are responsive to real-world challenges, making multilateral cooperation more effective and inclusive. From Washington, D.C., Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
And in a notable development for the country's economy, non-oil exports in the first quarter of 2025 increased to 2.416 million metric tons, which is an increase of 243.44% from 1.9737 million metric tons recorded in first quarter of 2024, highlighting continued growth in non-oil exports. Let's join Alika Okpanachi-Arua for details of these from the Nigerian Export Promotion Council.
In the first quarter of 2025, Nigeria's non-oil export sector achieved notable growth, with exports reaching 2.416 million metric tons and generating about $1.791 billion. Cocoa beans led the exports, accounting for 45.02% of the total export value, followed by urea fertilizer at 19.32%, while cashew nuts came third with 5.81% of the total products exported.
These are evidences to show that non-oil export is increasing and all stakeholders are taking advantage of the potentials and opportunities inherent in this sector.
Nonye Ayeni, Executive Director of the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, NEPC, attributed this growth to initiatives like the NEPC Operation Double Your Export campaign and strategic policy measures under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration.
Nigerian Export Promotion Council remains committed to ensuring that we create visibility to Nigerian products, to ensuring that we also create visibility to our exporters and enable them to partake or participate competitively in the global market.
Nigeria's non-oil exports were shipped to many countries, with the Netherlands, Belgium, and Brazil emerging as the top destinations. Furthermore, 10 ECOWAS member countries also imported Nigerian goods throughout the first quarter of the year 2025 in Abuja. Alika Okpanachi, Arua, NTA News.
The federal government is set to pay the outstanding 5 months 35,000 naira wage award arrears to federal government workers. The Office of the Accountant General of the Federation in a statement says the federal government had earlier paid 5 months wage award to federal government employees in installments, adding that the outstanding arrears will be paid in installments of 35,000 naira per month for 5 months. The OAGF said the first installment of the outstanding wage award arrears will be paid after the April 2025 salary. The office reiterated the federal government's resolve to fully implement all policies and agreements regarding staff remuneration and in welfare to enhance productivity and efficiency. You're watching the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We have more reports. Do stay with us.
Baffy Furniture Easter Sales is on. Enjoy unbeatable furniture deals with up to 50% off on our luxurious Turkish sofas starting from just 2.8 million naira. Get a smart bed for only 7 million naira plus 25% off our luxury collections. That's not all. Enjoy free delivery and installation in Abuja, Lagos, Enugu, and Kano. Visit any of our showrooms or shop online to take advantage of these incredible offers.
Thank you for staying tuned. The successful implementation of Nigeria Electrification Project, which impacted more than 7 million Nigerians with solar energy, has poured the federal government 5 million people across the country. Joshua Jito reports that the federal government aims to achieve this with the support of the World Bank and other development partners.
17.5 million Nigerians are expected to be connected to renewable energy under the Distributed Access Through Renewable Energy Scale-Up (DARES). This will be achieved through the deployment of solar hybrid mini-grids, standalone solar system to homes and public institutions. 9 developers commit to the implementation of the project under the first phase as they sign agreement to mobilize resources to site.
The aim of the DARES project is to create access and enhance reliability of our intervention in different areas. The interconnected mini-grids that we are deploying, which we aim to deploy 125 of them, aims to enhance the reliability of electricity for the customers that are on Band D and E. The isolated mini-grids will create access for communities that are without access in Nigeria.
We are ready to open shop. We have quite a number of other pathways that will be opening, which include the interconnected mini-grid, which the procurement is already ongoing, and other standalone solar pathways that we have as it relates to productive use of equipment and all that. So there's a lot to come.
World Bank is supporting the project to scale up energy access in Nigeria through renewables in line with Energy Transition Plan. Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
Now let's tell you that the court has just granted an ex parte application by Prosecution Counsel to allow witnesses give evidence behind the screen for security reasons in the case of alleged terrorism against Nnamdi Kanu. And the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission is strengthening partnership with the judiciary for interpretation and enforcement of laws that will enhance the safety in the electricity sector as well as protect consumers' rights. To achieve this, a seminar on regulations in the power sector was held in Abuja for judicial officers, where the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekereekun, urges judges to take a proactive stance in enforcing safety regulations and boost investors' confidence in the sector.
the role remains undiminished. Indeed, it grows more urgent as judicial interpretations increasingly serve as precedents that influence investor confidence, promote regulatory consistency, and protect consumer rights. The judiciary must take a proactive stance in enforcing safety regulations.
The Federal Ministry of Justice is available to partner with you in enhancing the performance of your regulatory roles and expanding the frontiers of legal frameworks for the electricity industry.
It's important for us to continuously engage with the judiciary to ensure that sufficient understanding is made in order to ensure that we all work together for the success of this industry and for the success of Nigeria at large.
Concern over rising electricity-related debts and tax judges to ensure operators who fail to comply be held accountable and justice be served on the victims. The seminar has as its theme navigating the dynamics of Nigeria's evolving electricity sector. Legal practitioners in the public bar from across the country converged on Abuja to reflect on the roles, challenges, opportunities and goals of law officers in promoting democratic tenets. They will focus on issues relating to the importance of public bar in justice delivery. Dele Atombi of our judiciary desk has more.
These are legal practitioners working in the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice and the offices of the State Attorneys General all over the Federation. Their convergence under the theme Stepping Out of the Dark is to brainstorm on the various ways of enhancing justice delivery in the country. They are equally considering the welfare of the legal practitioners in the public bar.
And the quest for harmonization of salary, which is yet to be achieved in many states, can be achieved. And I leave you the words of the poem by Ashley Edens. He said, "These new wings will fly you away and you will live. You will leave the darkness, the sadness and fear behind in an empty shell that no longer holds you captive. You have flown away. You're registered. You're a legal entity. You can have, you have all the rights and benefits of a trade union. Use it for the betterment of lawyers who are law officers."
I consider it fit and proper to challenge the members and leadership of LOAN, who are state councils, various ministries of justice across the nation, to assert themselves more positively and proactively on the legal scene and in the administration of justice generally. LOAN, like the Nigerian Bar Association, should make itself a developmental and conscientious force to reckon with.
The legal practitioners in the public bar are equally committed to upholding the rule of law, promoting access to justice, and enhancing security in the country.
What we have collectively built is commendable, yet even greater is the challenge that lies ahead. Sustaining and advancing the noble cause. As Ross Perot aptly put it, inventory can be managed. People must be led by example.
The forum will also upgrade the knowledge of the participants on subsisting laws, practice and procedure in line with the present-day realities. In Abuja, Dele Atombi, NTA News.
Meanwhile, stakeholders are being sensitized on how to strengthen anti-corruption laws. Judiciary correspondent Osin Anyebe reports that the meeting is yet another platform for brainstorming on ways to curb corruption in Nigeria.
SHOP, at the instance of the Nigerian Institute of Advanced Legal Studies, with support from the MacArthur Foundation, brought together stakeholders in the administration of criminal justice in Nigeria. Experts here will take an overview of key provisions in anti-corruption legislations in Nigeria with a premium on post-administration of the Criminal Justice Act 2015, ethics and integrity in the effective criminal justice system, and best practices prosecuting corruption under the AJA 2015 and procedural requirements under anti-corruption laws in Nigeria. It also involves investigating corruption cases in Nigeria and the role of investigators, prosecutors, and courts in investigating corruption cases. The central idea is to see how the various institutions involved in anti-corruption cases can be strengthened.
A combination of all these factors constitute the problem in the administration of justice. But by and large, if a case is well investigated and you have a good prosecutor who knows his onions, you will always get good outcomes, notwithstanding whatever the courts can do.
And once a doubt is created in the fact that this person may not have committed this crime, the law lets him go. So you see, you go back to investigation. You must at that point ensure that your investigation is watertight.
Director General NIAS, Professor Abdulkadir Abikon, says for Nigeria to achieve the desired development, there must be a concerted effort to fight corruption headlong.
We have identified some anti-corruption laws, and we have identified the stakeholders in the implementation of those laws. So it's not just enough for the law to be there. What is the understanding of those who are implementing the law?
As stakeholders and key operators in the fight against corruption, it's expected that they acquaint themselves with the relevant criminal laws so that when they are in court, they can have an effective prosecution of criminal cases. In Abuja, Austin Anyebe, NT News.
From judicial, let's take attention to health matters. Key players in Nigeria's immunization program are asking for enhanced coordination to address vaccine hesitancy and foster long-term improvement in health security. Oluseyi Adeagbo reports from a rally held in Abuja with the theme, Vaccinated Community, a Healthy Community.
Against this life-threatening illness.
As the longest journey begins with a single step, moves to get everyone to embrace vaccines, and vaccinations seem to be yielding the desired results. This work, an annual engagement of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, NPHCDA, and its partners, is an addition to all the sensitization and advocacy efforts geared towards raising awareness on the importance of immunization and vaccines to child survival, as well as in the prevention and control of infectious diseases among the populace.
And I have grandchildren. I always tell them to carry them, go to the clinic to receive vaccination. Immediately they deliver the children.
The importance of it cannot be overemphasized because we all need healthy children. We don't want our children to be suffering unnecessarily.
These vaccines promoters took time to engage road users on the significance of routine immunization for children.
The message is no child should die from vaccine preventable diseases, and the hashtag is togetherness.
Enough is enough. Our children must be vaccinated so that they can be the best that they can be. It is humanly possible. I'm happy today because, as you can see here, all partners are here, all of us saying the same thing. It is humanly possible to eradicate diseases through vaccination and creating awareness. And I wish for a day where every disease will be vaccine preventable.
And this is to ensure that with vaccinated children and vaccinated communities, we reduce the burden of and prevalence of disease in our communities.
The World Immunization Week is celebrated in April annually. In Abuja, Oluseyi Adeagbo, NTA News.
It's still the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We will be back with more reports in a moment. Please stay with us.
I am Oluremi Tinubu, the global and national Stop TB champion. Many people have asked why I've chosen to champion the fight against a disease like tuberculosis. My reason stems from a deep personal experience. I once had a friend who unfortunately fell ill and concealed the nature of his sickness until it was too late. Eventually, after he passed, we discovered he had tuberculosis. Sadly, due to the stigma and discrimination surrounding the disease, he would not speak up or seek for help. His death was a painful reminder that we could have intervened and saved a life if only we had known earlier. Tuberculosis is an airborne disease that primarily affects the lungs, but can also impact other parts of the body. Being airborne means anyone regardless of their social-economic status, can contract it. In Nigeria, 1 person dies of TB-related illness every 7 minutes, amounting to 206 deaths every day. Globally, 1 person succumbs to TB every 25 seconds, which is a staggering 3,456 lives lost daily. These deaths are entirely preventable because TB is curable if detected and treated early. If you or someone you know has been coughing for 2 weeks or more, coughing up blood, experiencing night sweats, or losing weight drastically, it might be TB. Please visit the nearest government hospital or primary healthcare center for proper diagnosis and treatment. TB treatment is free in all government and some private health facilities. Let us also remember not to stigmatize or discriminate against TB patients or those who have been treated for TB. Individuals who have been cured of TB cannot infect others. I call on all stakeholders, especially the private sector, to join us in the fight to end TB in Nigeria. Together, we can make a difference. Remember, TB anywhere is TB everywhere. End TB by 2030. Yes, we can.
We continue with our health reports. Kano State government has reaffirmed its commitment towards total eradication of polio by December this year. The state deputy governor, Abdulsalam Aminu, gave the assurance during the flag-off of April 2025 immunization campaign in Warawa local government area of the state. Abdullahi Mustafa has details.
Warawa is one of the 3 local government areas in Kano State where 10 cases of polio were reported in 2024. The flag-off of April 2025 immunization campaign in the area was part of strategies to contain the spread of the virus and restore Kano's polio-free status.
To make sure that all the children under 5 years have been reached and vaccinated.
Through intensified interventions, the number of recorded cases has now dropped to 3, with ongoing efforts aimed at achieving 0 cases by December.
We also express our gratitude to the federal government and our development partners for their continued collaboration in supporting health and development activities in our state.
The chairman, district head and other key stakeholders in Warawa reaffirmed their commitment to meeting the December target. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
The federal government is asking organizations in public, private and the informal sector to match investments in digital technology with human capacity development to create a decent work environment. This is as the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, through the Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Fund, takes safety and health measures to workplaces across the country as it marks this year's World Day for Safety and Health at Work. Joseph Otsen has more.
A safe worker is more productive. A healthy workplace builds a strong foundation for progression. And advancement in digital technology provides the tools and data to revolutionize decent work environment. This is the message passed out here to Nigerian workers by personnel of the Occupational Safety and Health Department of the Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Fund.
Carry it to the workplaces. So it's just for them to take proactive steps and stay safe at work.
Stakeholders have raised concern over adoption of digital technology to do most jobs these days without recourse to safety and health measures, saying this can lead to accidents at workplaces and expose workers to hazards.
To employers, embrace digital health and safety technologies. Let safety be a culture, not a compliance checklist. To employees, participate actively in training and use the tools provided to protect yourselves and your colleagues. To labor unions, continue to champion smarter tech-enabled workplaces where no worker has to choose between their job and their life.
Just aim the base, you lift.
With the theme, revolutionizing health and safety, the role of AI and digitization at work for the 2025 World Day for Safety and Health, the International Labour Organization wants all stakeholders to invest in innovations that will create safer jobs and protect workers not just from accidents but also job losses. In Abuja, Joseph Oten, NTA News.
Effective collaboration between state governments and federal lawmakers is key to delivering the true dividends of democracy. Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf said this during the flag-off of 2 major road projects in the Nasarawa local government area of Kano State.
Nasarawa is the most populous local government area in Kano State and one of the most densely populated parts of the greater Kano metropolis. However, the area has long grappled with deteriorating road infrastructure, making movement across several communities difficult and uncomfortable. The groundbreaking ceremony for a major road construction project in the Tudu Murtala axis of the area by Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf is a recent move to address this challenge. The initiative is a constituency project facilitated by the federal lawmaker representing Nasarawa in the House of Representatives, Hassan Sheikh Hussein. Governor Yusuf commended the lawmaker not only for initiating the project, but also for maintaining regular communication with the state government to prevent duplication of efforts and ensure alignment in the execution of development projects. Such collaborative efforts, he stressed, are essential in ensuring swift and efficient delivery of democratic dividends to the people. A similar road construction effort is also underway in Hotoron Kudu, also within the Nasarawa local government area. Both projects the lawmaker disclosed are expected to be completed within 50 days. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
Many lives of Nigerians were touched through a medical outreach and other empowerment initiatives, courtesy of the 39 regular intake of the Nigerian Army who gathered in Okene, Kogi State to celebrate their 30th anniversary. The celebration was both grand and deeply rooted in cultural displays. Jonathan Omajali has more.
In Okene, Kogi State, a wave of excitement sweeps through the ancient town as cultural pride and history come alive. Veterans of the Nigerian Army's 39 regular intake, who enlisted on 20th March 1995, reunite to celebrate a remarkable bond that has endured for decades. Their association, known as the 39 Best Friends Empowerment Initiative, has become a beacon of hope, supporting communities and families of fallen comrades through various outreach programs.
We are glad that we serve the nation in this capacity to make sure that our nation is protected, to make sure that peace reigns in our nation.
Hosting the 30th anniversary is one of their own, the current Ohinoyi of Ebira land.
So many of our culture that they showcase here today, many people have used this opportunity to buy many things from this event. It's another improvement to our kingdom, because whenever they go back, they have something to go and tell others.
Hospitality to strangers, the way they welcome us, in fact, Ibira culture is one of the best culture in Nigeria.
The 39 regular intake marked the occasion by bringing relief to the kingdom through a free medical outreach. From mosque to church, they offered heartfelt thanks to God for a cherished past and prayed for a bright future. Visits to historical sites added a colorful touch to an already grand celebration. In Ukene, Jonathan Omajali, NTA News.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Oluremi Oluyede, has reaffirmed that the Nigerian Army will continue to effectively mitigate the security challenges that have tried to but failed to threaten the resolve, peace and unity of Nigeria. He was speaking at the opening ceremony of the Combat Arms Training Week 2025, co-hosted by the Nigerian Army Infantry and Armored Corps in Bauchi. Muazu Hassan has more.
The Combat Training Week is an avenue for the combat arms of the Nigerian Army to appraise the activities of the Corps in various theater of operations across the country. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluwede, while declaring the week-long training open, says it is essential for the combat arms and other arms and services of the Nigerian Army to continue to explore indigenous and workable ideas for mitigating emerging threats.
Our key priorities will be to enhance the capacity of our troops. This will be done by infusing the necessary capabilities into our training schedules to better prepare troops to adapt to fluid situations and place us in a more favorable position to neutralize or defeat external threats to our national security.
The Nigerian Army, while discharging its constitutional roles under the auspices of military aid to civil authority and military aid to civil power, has been confronted with myriads of contemporary security challenges.
Bauchi State Governor Bala Muhammad, represented by his deputy, reaffirmed the commitment of the Bauchi State government in supporting the Nigerian Army to achieve its mandate.
I am confident that the lessons, reflections, and innovations emerging from this training will further strengthen the operational capacity of the Nigerian Army.
Chief of Army Staff, however, inaugurated some projects that comprise groundbreaking of 211 DB barracks, tree planting, and Nigerian Army Noriko Comprehensive Service Center in Bauchi. Muaz Hassan, NTA News.
As part of the effort to end insurgency and promote military diplomacy in Nigeria, the Nigerian Army organized community engagements with affected local government areas of Katsina State. The military campaign move, led by Brigadier General Mohammed Dahiru, is aimed at maintaining and sustaining peace and security. Awal Haliru has details.
Outreach with the theme Strengthening Community Cooperation for National Security provided opportunity for relevant stakeholders to brainstorm on the prevailing peace and security situation in the affected communities, especially Bazari and Dusama local government areas of the state. The participants, while appreciating the security agencies, particularly the military, attest to the significant achievements recorded in the frontline and security-prone areas.
This conference is a little bit movement closer to living in peace in this area.
The government should try and implement this arrange all the states, most especially this frontline local governments.
Brigadier General Mohammed Tahiru Mawashi advocates continued collaboration and commitment to guarantee national security.
We are here to elicit the home and not here. We are here to say you are not for who chose, who initially or once chose the wrong path, but have now returned to the community to seek peace.
The military says civil-military mediation with affected communities is a topmost priority, and the government will continue to ensure their safety in the interest of national unity. In Katsina, Awal Haliru, NTA News.
Starting from November this year, the West African Examinations Council WAEC and National Examinations Council NECO will adopt computer-based test CBT for the conduct of their examinations. This announcement was made by the Minister of Education, Dr. Olatunji Alausa, while monitoring the ongoing 2025 UTME exercise at some computer-based test centers in Abuja. Olayinka Oju gives us details.
Out of 2,031,000 candidates that registered for the 2025 UTME, more than 1.6 million have already sat for the examination as of the fourth day.
There was no technical.
WAEC and NECO are set to implement the CBT format to further enhance credibility and efficiency.
We're going to get WAEC and NECO by November of this year to also start their objective exam on CBT. By next exam in by their 2026 exams, which will come up in May, June. both the objectives and the essay will be fully on CBT. That is how we can eliminate exam malpractices.
Responding to allegations that JAMB assigned candidates to examination centers other than their preferred choices.
We have thrown the challenge. Bring one of such persons. If you bring one, we will give you a lot of money you can never find. Because it will be unreasonable to post a person to where he or she has not chosen.
Meanwhile, more than 40 candidates have been arrested for impersonation and other examining further investigation. Olainka Ojo, NTA News.
In line with the ongoing reforms in the education sector aimed at promoting fairness, transparency and good governance in our universities, the Federal Ministry of Education has announced the transfer of 2 pro-chancellors. Minister of Education Dr. Tunji Alausa, in a release by the Director Press and Public Relations Worowo Folashade, stressed that the ministry stands at the forefront of promoting transparency by ensuring that principal officers in universities are appointed strictly based on merit. In line with this vision, the ministry has approved the transfer of Federal University Kebbi, while Ali Abubakar Jato, current Pro-Chancellor of Federal University Birnin Kebbi, will now serve as Pro-Chancellor of Federal University Dusemma. This transfer takes immediate effect. Dr. Alausa expressed gratitude to both eminent personalities for their continued dedication and service to the nation's educational development. This is the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Here is a recap of our major stories. First, we reported that Vice President Kashim Shettima levels All Progressives Congress best platform to actualize partnership and development. Welcomes Governor Sheriff Oborore to ruling party. Nigeria's non-oil export in first quarter of 2025 increases to 2.416 million metric tons. We also reported that Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission strengthens partnership with judiciary for interpretation and enforcement of electricity laws. Also, primary health care agencies seek partnership enhanced coordination to address vaccine hesitancy.
This is NTA News 24.
Now to our foreign desk. Tensions mount in Burkina Faso a week after the coup attempt as the country's military heightened security surveillance. Details with Oyeyemi Ajayi.
A week after an attempted coup in Burkina Faso, the situation remains tense in Ouagadougou, particularly among the armed forces. Local media indicate that the meeting scheduled on April 22 at the headquarters of the General Staff, which was supposed to include several army officers, was postponed and then later cancelled as the invited officers failed to show up. An influx of people was seen flocking to the Mogo Naba Palace, a traditional authority in Burkina Faso. Among those seen were army personnel and families of missing civilians, further signaling tension within the West African country. A cabinet meeting also took place on April 24 at the presidential palace under the high security, with sniffer dogs and helicopters seen flying around the area during the meeting. Some military camps were also placed under high supervision. The military vehicles were seen placed at the entrance of the General Babasai military camp in the southern part of the capital. The government of Captain Ibrahim Traore has now called for massive demonstrations on April 30 in support of the regime. Their main objective is to condemn Western interference, especially after recent accusations by U.S. General